Hello everyone. Once again welcome to our 14th Excel tutorial. 14th Excel tutorial. Our previous tutorial we then talk about using the statistical function. As you can see, I'll leave a link at the top here where you can go back and then take a recap of how to use this. But today we'll be looking at using the financial function. I want about using the financial function. Using the financial function is based on some series of formulas such as the PV, the FV, the NPV, the IRR, the PMT. So these are the financial functions, but we'll be taking them one after. I'll be explaining them one after the other, and we are going to look at two in this section. So let's look at it now. Here, as you can see, we have a function called PV, which is the present value. When we talk about PV now, the syntax talks about how it's being used. This is the syntax. Anytime we talk about syntax, it refers to how it's being used. Okay, I've explained it in our previous video. You can just take a recap of all what we learned. Now, PV in the syntax is equal to PV into bracket rate, period, and then payment. So that is how the present value is being used, and it says that return the value of an investment. The present value is the loan amount that a series of future payments is worth now. Example, when you borrow money, the loan amount is the present value to the lender. So when you borrow money, the loan amount that is being given to you at that moment is the present value to the borrower or the lender. So basically, that is what the present value is all about, the explanatory of this. As I just said, these formulas are being used depending on the situation where you find yourself. I'll explain that and then you will get the whole concept. Then we also have the financial value, which is the future value, which is the future value. We have the future value, and the syntax of the future value we have equal to FV into bracket rate, period, and then payment. And what is it all about? It says that return the future value of an investment based on periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate. So therefore, when do we use this formula? This formula is being used when you are being given a choice, okay, to choose between a particular amount and then the particular amount. Let's assume that I give you 20,000 US dollars, and the 20,000 US dollars are, and then at the end of 5 years I would like you to bring me back the 20,000 US dollars. Okay, and another offer is that with these 20,000 US dollars every month I would like you to be paying $1,000 every month with an interest rate of what, let's say 5%. So which of these would be the better offer? So this is kind of like a choice that you need to choose between. So when you see yourself in such problem, that is where you use the future value to calculate for the one that comes with an interest, to see whether it is okay for you or not. Or even when you are going for a loan, it is advisable that you use the future value calculation to calculate for the future at the end of the period being given to you to pay the loan. At the end of the period, the amount that you'll be paying. So if you find yourself in that situation, that is where you use the future value. Let's move on to the next formula. We also have the NPV. Okay, the NPV, that's the NPV, that is the net present value. Okay, the net present value, the NPV, the net present value. Now the syntax of the NPV says that it says equal to NPV into bracket rate into bracket cell range. Now let me explain this for you to understand. It says that calculate the net present value of an investment by using the discount rate and a series of future payments into bracket negative value and income positive value. Someone asked that, say, what does this thing mean? This simply means that when you are going for, let's assume that I am here, and then let's say could you give me 5,000 US dollars to keep for him at the end of 5 years? You'll be coming for it. Now with this, now I'm not being permitted to pay, or I'm not restrict, or it's not forced on me to pay every month. Okay, I'm not giving a payment plan. This is, I'm giving the money to you at the end of 3 months, 3 years. I'm coming for my money. Now this money that is being given to you, you need to use a strategy or a formula called the NPV, which is the net present value, where you put the money into an investment. Then at the end of the day or the month, you would try to be paying yourself, okay, with an interest. That at the end of the period that the person specified that will be coming for my money, you can make some profit out of the money. So basically, that is where this formula is being used when you find yourself in such problem, the NPV. Now, when you talk about the future payments, is kind of like it's negative. Simply means that you are not paying the money to anybody. Okay, you're not paying the future value to anybody, so it's negative. But income, when you put the money into work, okay, you are going to get some kind of revenue, okay, which is what, which is a positive value. So basically, that is what the NPV is all about, which is the net present value. Now let's come to the internal rate of return, which is the IRR. Okay, internal rate of return. The syntax is equal to, okay, equal to IRR into brackets, okay, value guess or guess value. Okay, so when do we use this? Now it says that return the interest rate of series of what cash flow represented by numbers in values. This cash flow do not have to be even, as they will be for an annuity. However, the cash flow must occur at regular intervals, as it will, as such as what monthly or what annuity. This interest rate of this internal rate of return, sorry, is the interest rate, is the interest rate, okay, received for an investment, consists of what payment into brackets negative value and income, okay, that is what positive value, that occur at regular period or that occurs regularly. Now let me explain this formula for you to understand. Anytime you go for loan, okay, you go for a loan, we don't go for a loan to start business. Okay, we don't go for a loan to start business. You need to go for a loan to expand business. Now when you go for a loan to start business, you find yourself in a dish, meaning in a big problem. So with the IRR, it's kind of like a formula where you go for a loan to start business, in which, okay, income will be a negative value, and then payment will be a positive value. I'm sure you're getting it. Now for instance, let's assume I've gone for a loan, I want to start business, and then I want to start a business. Let's say I will not start a business of a drinking spot, but I'm just saying, so drinking spot. Now you took the loan this month, okay, so let's say this month, okay, the month in which we are now, okay, which is July. Okay, then you took the month July, okay, then after that, or June or July, let's say July, then after that you are being asked to start payments the next month. So therefore, one, you have a container, all right, but you don't have a place where you put the container. So let's say you've gone for just 1,000 Ghana cedis or $1,000. So 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now you find yourself in a situation whereby you need to look for a land. So you look for a land, and the land costs $200 from the 1,000 Ghana cedis, or $1,000 or 1,000 Ghana cedis. At the end, you should be left with what something we call what to be left with your 800. Now with your 800, you went ahead to take a car to pick the container onto the land, which costs 50. So the 50 from the 800 to be left with the 750. So after putting things in order, chairs and everything, you're left with your what, your let's say 400. Okay, so 400. Now the 400, bear in mind you are in the third month now. Try to enter into the new month where your payment will start. Then at the end of the day, again, you started playing music, people are passing, you pull lights to the place. At the end of the day, you left with what, your 200 cedis out of the 1,000. So after doing all that, 200 cedis is left for you. So people are passing, okay, fine, you are what, advertising yourself. Now the month has ended, you are going to take that 200 and go and make your loan repayment, which your income is what is negative. How should I get in it? Which your income is negative. So taking the 200 to pay the loan, it to perceive as if your income is positive, but it's negative. But payment is going to be what? Negative. The reason it being that the money you've put into the business has not yet any interest. So therefore, payment is going to be what? Negative, but income is going to be positive. So basically, when you find yourself in this problem, that's where you use the IRR, which is the internal rate of returns. Let's take the last formula that will look at the practical aspect of a question, where we'll look at it and see what formula we're supposed to use. Then we have the PMT. PMT, it says that PMT, the syntax talk about equal to PMT into bracket rate period, and then the present value, okay, which is the present value. And then it says that calculates the payment for a loan based on a constant payment and a constant interest rate. So when you are being given a loan and you are being given a constant payment, a constant interest rate, and a constant period, that is where you use the PMT to calculate for the money you'll be paying for a month. So basically, this is all about using the financial function. The next video will be talking about how to put this into practice. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.